Okay, and so when I'm live, I always forget a bunch of stuff. So I had the oracle. I wanted to pull a card before we start, right? To set the tone for the rest of the workshop. And so I was talking, and then I finished recording. I was like, wait, I didn't do the thing I was intending to do for the video. So, okay, so the oracle, how it works, you shuffle the deck, okay, to connect your energy to the cards, right? If there is something in your mind at this moment or a question, by shuffling the cards, connects with your energy, okay? That's why even it doesn't necessarily need to be shuffled. You create a connection, right? Open the deck and you can ask a question, like you have a question and you need a yes or no answer, or you need a guidance, you have something in your mind, you know, you can pull a card. For example, okay, what is a message? And usually the way I do it, I don't really ask a specific question, or sometimes, but this is rare. Most of the time I literally just grab a card deck and I'm like, okay, what is my message for today? Because no matter what you ask, you're going to receive the card that you need to read at this moment, okay? The universe knows all your consciousness already knows all of your concerns, everything that you have within you. Your questions, your challenges, your joys, what makes you happy, with your destiny. Okay, sometimes you don't, within your heart, you know your destiny, but because of all the challenges of the life and everything, sometimes you doubt, but your consciousness, your higher self knows your destiny anyways. So you will get the card that you need to read. And I always, I see flower of the self. I see that's exactly it. The flower of the self, right? The self, the consciousness knows the golden flowers, okay? It knows. With the four, you see the four, it's like the four elements around it. The four elements and one element in the middle. The ether, right? The astral world and the golden age. All of that is related to the consciousness. And the inner sun. See, I'm wearing yellow too. This card, the gold, like it's really the solar plexus. The solar plexus. Wow, see, I didn't even notice. I'm surrounded by gold right now. The card is gold. I'm yellow. My hair is kind of yellowish. The light, the painting next to me. Yeah, let's turn on the light. Let's turn on the light. Nope. Oh, so many lights in this house, but okay. Okay, you see, surrounded by gold. So the solar plexus is the chakra of action. Okay, action. So when you have all your ideas, your intuition, your consciousness, everything, you can be the smartest, more intelligent person, the greatest ideas and everything. If you want to reach your destiny, you need to take the action, right? So this is the most important, I think, because, you know, I read something, it's like there's people that are way less, you know, gifted than you are, or has way less resources than you do, but they take action and therefore they accomplish more, they reach their dream faster. And it's true. If you're constantly, that's my thing, I have many ideas, I'm very creative, I create content, I have tons of content. But then when it's time to take action, I'm really slow to take action and make the things happen, take the step, you know. So that's why I have my mentors, because they push me to take the step and keep on going. And you know, they're doing it, just do it. so yeah, so, you know, Dean always says, don't work on your weaknesses, work on your strength. And that's so true, because when you work on your strength, you're a lot faster. You love what you're doing. And your weaknesses, there are people that it's their strength. So they will do it faster for you. This is why working all together, the flower of life is a symbol of connection. Working all together, okay, you take the best of each other to accomplish the greatest things. But at the same time, you need to be aware of your weaknesses, right? If you're not aware of your weaknesses, then you stay stuck. And for me, having my mentors, this is when I was like, oh yeah, I'm super creative. Like, why is it not working? Oh, because I don't take action enough. Okay, so yeah, becoming aware of your weaknesses so you can transcend them as well. Okay, it's not given that your weakness is going to stay your weakness for the rest of your life, because this is where you learn. Where you're learning how to market your stuff, how to learn. Maybe you're just a first-time painter, you know, it's just the beginning for you in painting, and you're like, oh, this is my weakness. For me, I was never good at painting. Okay, I was never good at painting. I'm still not great at painting. If you ask me to paint like a house or a portrait or something, you'll be like, oh, wow. And she gives art classes, like, you know. But I took my weakness. I don't know how to draw a single thing. And so I went through it and I was like, okay, so what can I paint? I want to paint. What can I paint? I can paint a circle. Okay, I can paint a circle. I can do that. I can paint a circle with a little design around it. I can do that. And I can draw a flower of life. It's with a compass. Okay, it's geometry. And I came to find out that geometry is easier than drawing something intuitively, that you need to be gifted to draw a beautiful portrait. And it's funny because, you know, I was talking to another artist who does amazing portraits. Amazing. And, you know, another one of my videos, you will see the portrait that's in my living room. And she was like, oh, for me, it's the opposite. It's easier to paint a portrait because you're reproducing reality. You're reproducing the tree. You're reproducing something that already exists. So pretty much you're just copying what you see and reproducing it. And she's like, I don't know what you're doing because you're inventing these shapes and these patterns and these designs. And I was like, well, see, for me, it's hard to copy exactly, reproduce, and be in a great way, you know, what nature created. But I can do circle and shape, and I found out that you can express just as much ideas and energy and meaning and symbolism through just colors and symbols. And this is why it has become so powerful, because it's so simple. I'm gonna pull another card. At the same time, the nautical star. Yes, nautical star. Because it's so simple, you see, squares and the stars. That once you start seeing the meaning in all this, then you see it in everything, in the simplest things, right? Doesn't have to be super elaborate or talented like Salvador Dali, you know, that there is a detail in every corner. Well, in those paintings, there is a detail in every corner as well. And mostly for children. I love this because mostly for children, to show them that they can create something beautiful. And for you as well, maybe you are an adult and you've never painted in your life, like I was before I started painting. I was like, oh, I could never paint something. And you stay stuck to this idea that, okay, this is my weakness and I will never be good at painting. And then I found the way of painting that works for me. And it's the same for selling, like selling my things. And this is, once again, when I have my mentors, because I was like, I love to talk about my stuff, but once it comes to selling it, you know, I'd rather, you know, I'm really good at selling for other people because I'm like, oh, what they do is awesome and stuff. Well, I'm like, oh, you know, yeah, my stuff is okay. But no, I realized over the years, I realized how much value and power and meaning there is in all this. The symbolism, the word is the language that the universe talks, that every single culture in the world can understand through images. If you speak the language of symbolism and the language of images, you can talk to anyone in the entire universe, right? So yeah, it started little by little and little by little until it took me to very deep understanding of life and communication and even news and, you know, all of that. So this is really serious. It looks really simple, but, you know, not that simple. And the nautical star, the star that guides you. Okay, you always have a lucky star over your head, the star that guides you towards this direction. Okay, there is a lot to say on this painting as well. See the 8 branches, it's like the coordinate points, the east, the north, the south, all the directional points, the colors of the ocean. It almost looks like a wave coming, and it's like a gate, right? It's like a gate that you get into. It's like a world within a world within a world, different dimensions, and the star in the middle that guides and protects, is a guardian as well, right? It's also a defense. It almost looks like axes, you know, the axe, throwing axes and stuff. So it's like la boussole. How do you say that in English? La boussole, the compass. The compass, the guardian, the tools, the protection, the nature, the waves, the clearing, the cleansing. I love it. Allez, one more. All right, blooming earth. Okay, message for you. The blooming earth. Okay, this is just the beginning of a great adventure. You see, this is super simple. It's a yin and yang. It's green and blue, and it's. I wanted to draw the earth, but just through that you understand that it's the earth through the colors. So the land and the continents. Blooming in the lotus flower. So the lotus flower, you know how the lotus grows in the mud. Okay, so sometimes you say, oh, you know, you think you've been buried, but you've been planted. And that's how the lotus flower grows, in the mud, where you can't see anything, and it's all dark and dirty and everything. And once it grows and comes out of that, going through, it becomes one of the most beautiful flowers, and then opens up, and like a pearl coming out of it is the earth. All right, a more balanced, harmonized earth. So there is meaning in the simple things, and with the energy of the energy coming out of it like that, you can have fun in your mandalas. All right, so this was a little compliment to this session, because I always forget something, and I'm passionate about this. So I will talk about the symbols and the cards and the painting for hours and hours and hours. I hope you will love that too, that you will start seeing the synchronicities all around you. Wow, the sky is blue and pink, it's beautiful. I don't think you will see really well with the camera, but yeah. That you start seeing signs everywhere as well, that your life becomes magic, you know, and you see a meaning in everything. And once you see that, it's so important. It's so important, because this language, the language of light, the universal language of art, of colors, of symbols, is used everywhere, in every culture, in all the media. On TV, you will never look at the news the same way once you start decoding, you know, the meaning and the symbols and everything. So this is very important. It's a lot more powerful than it seems, right? And even this is also important, because every time I start talking about this stuff, you know, it's like I hear like, take it easy, you know, don't look for problems where there's none. You know what I mean? Life is simple. Life is beautiful. If you start looking for meaning everywhere, you will find always. It's like a rabbit hole, right? You will always find meaning and stuff like that. Sometimes just don't need to put all this thinking in your painting. Okay, when I started painting, I didn't have all this thinking in my painting. I literally just wanted to paint a cool design to put on my wall, right? It's over time, after the years, that I discovered that, wow, that thing that I painted without even realizing what I was doing has influenced my life, recoded my life, spread out so much energy in ways I could never imagine. And sometimes I understand the meaning of something I painted like years after. Okay, but whether you put the intention or not, like, it works anyways. You're painting what you're supposed to be painting. You have an idea at this specific moment, it's because this is the message you need to channel, right, into a piece of art. And so trust yourself, trust your ideas. If you have, a symbol and stuff, just do as you go. In the workshops, when people come here, I tell them, do as you want it. Don't overthink it. I overthink it because I've been doing this for years, and now I'm trying to make each one of my paintings very intentional. But sometimes I'm like, I want to cut myself from the thought process. I'm like, I want to paint just for painting. And this is what it was with this painting as well. That you will be painting with the Metatron's vibes, right? This one started when I was really like, okay, I want to paint something, but I don't want to have any rule, any thought process, any nothing. I'm just gonna go ahead and start painting some circles, right? So I went there, I drew some circles, and I was like, I don't even want to think, I'm just gonna do and paint. And in the end, I found that this one has so much alchemy and so much meaning, and I did symbols and stuff. It's one of my most powerful paintings, right? So yes, sometimes you can disconnect from the thought process. It works just as well. Okay, so you don't have to be like, oh, what if, right? You can, if you want to make it very intentional. But if it's just for fun, it works just as much, because remember that it has to be fun. Okay, if you do it because I have to make a love talisman, or I have to finish it for tomorrow. No, if you have to, it's gonna block your creativity. Do it because you want to do it and you love to do it. Most of the time, all of these workshops, most of these videos that I record, I never do it because I have to. Maybe you have a video, it will come way later on, like this video. I'm recording it after everything else, because the moment I do it is because I really want to. I'm called, okay, now, I want to record a video for you guys, and tomorrow I will go to the Facebook group and I really want to record a video for the Facebook group. And today I'm thinking of my Instagram. I'm going to put a video for my Instagram. All right, same for the painting. Today I'm going to paint a painting for someone, and I'm really called to do it. I'm going to do it. Okay, and of course, there's not enough time to do everything we wish that we would do in a day, but we can already start with the things we're called to do. Okay? All right, so that was a little... Okay, one more card to say goodbye. Oh, fun. Look at that. Look at that. The sun. Another solar energy, solar plexus. You see that? Gold, 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 gold. So maybe you want to start your first painting with some gold. Gold is a very beautiful color to use for your mandalas. If you have a symbol, if you have a design, an outline, most of my outlines on my mandalas, they're gold, and then I fill the rest of it with different colors. Because the gold is the color of action, is the purest, most noble material on earth, and energetic and valuable as well. So when you add this gold in your painting, it makes them become a wall jewelry, right? It's like a wall jewelry, and this one I had fun with it. You see, the frame, I did some crazy patterns around it. Not that crazy actually, because it's in correspondence with another painting that I have, and I decided to switch the frames and just see, have fun with the colors and stuff like that. Okay, all right. this is it for now. I will talk to you later. Have a great day, evening, and painting session. Bye bye.